read at the last meeting, but they've been tabled, so any board and commission is kind of in a holding pattern right now. Any existing members would have been a holdover, but Tom was our council liaison, so
Right.
still doesn't have a vote yet.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
Good.
Mike will be serving as chair again this month. Greg will not be in attendance.
Let's hope everyone else shows up.
I know, right? I didn't get any other, I didn't get any other notifications from anyone that they would not be in attendance besides Greg. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Ellen. Hello. Hey, Jeff.
Joe.
Hey, everybody.
Now you have your quorum. As soon as John's on,
Excellent.
there we go.
All right.
Hi, John.
Hi, everybody.
Well, I have 3:31 by my clock, so Mike, whenever you wanna,
All right, we'll call the meeting to order.
all right.
And the first item on the agenda is the sale of the Lakeview or 402 Lakeview Avenue.
Ben, are you gonna speak to any of that? I can.
I'll speak to that.
Oh, okay.
This is here due to the charter requirement that any dispensation of property by the city goes through you all here at the Planning Commission first. Background on this lot, it was acquired via a 19A action not long after I started at the city back in 2018. We were initially planning on doing some sort of redevelopment with the structure that was present on the property, but upon a couple inspections by people looking at maybe being interested in that redevelopment, it was discovered that the structure had severe structural issues, mostly related to the foundation, and we had to unfortunately do an emergency demolition of the structure. So since then, it's basically just been sitting there as an empty lot on Lakeview Avenue owned by the city. City's been paying the county taxes. We put out an RFP in August, in July, ended in August. Got one person interested, the person who owns the lot next door. And now we're hoping that you will allow us to sell that property to them so we can have them take care of mowing the lawn there, grooming it, making it look nice, and also so that the taxes stop coming out of the city's coffers.
Which house is, or which lot is the buyer at?
Ellen,
On Lakeview or on Van Buren?
could you pull up the picture I sent you, Ellen?
Yeah, can you see that?
There's the corner lot there, 402 Lakeview Avenue. And the person who put in the bid owns 201 Van Buren, which is just to the right of the property in question. I hope that answers your question, Jeff.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You know what plans the buyer has for the property?
They're just planning on using it as kind of an additional bit of yard for their property. As you can see, they kind of got stuck with the the smallest of the lots in that area, and I mean, their proposed use of just kind of adjoining their property fits with the character of the neighborhood, which was what we kind of asked for in the RFP that was put out. We would have probably been more than happy to consider any other offer through, but this was the only offer and was the only person that had really expressed any interest in the lot prior to the RFP going out. But we wanted to kind of do our due diligence and make sure there wasn't any other interested parties there before we brought anything to planning or the city council.
In my opinion, and from experiences, it's a good thing that given the lots, the way they lay out and the depths of the lots, it's perfect for that property to have that front lot. If you look at the value of properties and over quite a few years now with the demand, if you will, for larger lots, it adds a lot to the value of property if they have it, which in turn can have an impact on tax flow. So offhand, you said the things that I wanted to hear on it, and I think it's a good thing to do. What kind of price are you getting for it?
Oh, we're getting $200. So
$200?
yes.
It's still a good thing to do, I think.
And that's we're basically making up for the sale what we paid in property taxes on the lot last year. So and it's really more at this point just kind of getting someone to take care of the lot itself, so it doesn't fall on Jeff and the DPW to have to mow the place anymore.
Okay.
And two, hey, someone else is paying the property taxes to the county for us. So
we'll get our money back easily.
Yeah,
And some.
but it'll increase the value, I would tend to expect,
yep.
by doing that and raise tax dollar income too.
So is there a motion to sell the lot?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Much appreciated, everyone.
And the second item on the agenda is Potter Terrace and the site plan review.
Joe, I'm just gonna try to, here we are.
Sure. Do you actually want, would it be easier if I shared my screen that way?
Yeah, that's what I'm just giving you, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Got ya.
Make close. There you go. Okay. So
Okay.
you can share your screen whenever it is relevant or useful for you.
I will pull it up now just so that way we can have it in front of us here. Give me 1 second. Okay. So we're just bringing the project back in front of you. This is I guess an update from our initial presentation of the project, I think back in October. We've progressed the plans along quite a bit and have took into consideration the comments that we received when we came and preliminarily showed the concept to the Planning Commission. And more or less, this is the updated plan that's in store for this space. So these are just a few illustrative drawings that were put together to help kind of convey what we've got planned. Essentially, keeping with the previous use of it being kind of a public park space, gathering space there in the downtown. We've got a series of Core-10 steel planters planned for the space to help kind of define the edges, create some opportunities for some softscaping with some landscaping. And then we've carved out some nodes within the parcel to create some individual places for gathering and seating. as you can see in these in the illustrations here. So we've got planned for some site-built tables and benches. We're also using some large boulders to create some informal seating in the back there. And we've got plans for some intimate scale lighting in terms of landscape lighting, some uplighting in the tree canopy, and then some lit bollards. The space was designed with universal access in mind, so we've accommodated the grade change through the use of some steps as well as a ramp system. So the site will be accessible for all users and all mobility. And then as far as the actual hardscape, we've carved out some places for some where we're planning on using some unit pavers to create some formalized walkways. And then the remainder of the space, we're planning to use a reinforcing grid with a more informal gravel style pavement for the time being. By and large, existing drainage patterns are largely going to be maintained. The current lot was backfilled with stone, so it's really not generating any runoff, and the proposed use, we're not really foreseeing any runoff coming off the site. So that's, again, just a quick overview. I know you guys were already introduced to the project, so you're already fairly familiar with it. Wanted to show you guys a couple updated images of as far as how the place or how this space has been developed. And then I guess entertain any questions or concerns you guys might have in terms of the site plan review.
I like it.
Thanks, Ellen.
How's that?
That's great. So I guess with that, does anybody have any questions or comments? Or
One of the things that I have thought about and kind of looking at it from the perspective of some of our tenants and some of our elderly housing projects is that a lot of times I've seen that groups of people like to go out and play cards at these tables, and which is a good thing. So I would say that make sure that the tables would allow for that, because we've got a lot of elderly folks that are living in downtown Jamestown, and probably going to try to even put more in so we can fill the spaces up. So
sure. Yeah, we tried to leave enough flexibility with the space that way, you know, for like informal programming or, you know, for that exact reason. If there was a special event or something like that going on, you could certainly set some more tables and chairs up in the space.
mm-hmm. Yep. Make sure you have something that's comfortable to sit on.
Right.
Because I can tell you, it gets tougher when you get older.
I think it's great. I think I like the design and everything. I'm one concern I have is, will those kids will they confuse it with our new skate park, and will they be using
yeah
it?
So great question, and I did kind of gloss over that. So if I jump back here, we are planning a disruption strip right through here. We've got a couple bollards planned for this entrance, just to help define that and close it up. And we're also putting a textured paving strip, which admittedly doesn't show up in this plan, primarily and for that exact reason. So someone on a skateboard won't easily be able to zip down the alley and then take a hard turn in here and hit that ramp.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I think my only question was on page 3, question 20 of the mapper survey,
Oh,
the summary report.
Oh, the seeker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it says the yes box is checked, but then it says if yes, describe.
Yeah. So I used the New York State DEC's environmental resource mapper to help populate parts of this. And number 20 was a question that it flagged. I checked my usual sources and I couldn't actually find what triggered that. So I left it triggered. as marked as yes, but I'm not entirely sure what the previous situation was.
Yeah.
I can certainly continue to dig into it if it is an issue.
Jeff, would you have any insight to that in any way? Or would that be more BPU?
I don't know. I don't have any insight on it.
Okay.
Would it be anything that would prevent us from approving this or want us to wait?
No, I would assume not. My guess is that it was probably something from an adjacent site. I know there are some adjacent sites in the downtown that may have had some sort of hazardous waste cleanup due to like an old tank or something like that. And sometimes adjacent properties can get picked up in the study when that thing happens. I don't think it's anything to be.
So it's probably not like an old fuel tank sitting buried underneath there.
No, as far as I know, like it was an old foundation that was filled in. I don't think there's really much of anything underneath there.
I have no reason to believe there is an issue. I mean, I would agree with Joe that it's an old foundation from an old building. I've never heard of any tanks or anything in that
All right.
vicinity.
And really, the change of use, the use of the site isn't really changing at all. It was previously used in the same exact way and manner that we're planning. The site amenities and layout is a little bit different, but the actual use of the site isn't changing at
Essentially
all.
just capping it.
Yeah.
Right, correct. Yep.
Right. That was my only question on the paperwork.
Yeah, good question. I'll tell you, I'll continue to look into it a little bit. If I find anything, I'll certainly share it, but I
Sure.
wasn't able to, it stumped me.
Yeah, I've experienced similar things with the mapper tool, Joe. So it's like, why did it populate that?
It pulls from so many databases, and
Yeah.
it would be nice if it would tell you what database it pulled it from, so that way you know where
Right.
to go back and look. Yep.
Are there any other questions or?
When do you start?
Our goal is
Basically,
for, yeah, our goal is for construction this spring or summer, spring/summer. So with any luck in terms of material supplies, that will happen.
We can hope for the best.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see this space repopulated in the downtown for sure.
Doesn't look so good over the last quite a few months.
A little barren.
Not what you call a tourist attraction. But that happens.
Right.
There's always
Yep.
steps to get anywhere.
This is true.
All right. So is there a motion to approve the site plan? Is that the motion that we need?
So move.
Yeah, that would be the motion we are looking for. You're correct.
Is that's by Jeff. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. And that's the
Great.
only, those were the only two things on the agenda.
Yep.
All right. All right.
Short and sweet.
It is. All right. So the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks.
everybody.
Thank you.